Welcome back, listeners. We have on the line Dr. Leahcim Semaj. I'm not sure if you need any introduction, Doctor. You're such a well-known figure in this country and around the region that I don't know if I can introduce you anymore.
You'll be surprised. Yes.
So, Doc, how are you?
I'm good.
Wonderful. Doc, we're taking a look at the creative knowledge industry sector within the country, within the context of its potential to really replace many of the traditional industries that we've been struggling with over the years. And we're just trying to get an understanding and a feel as to what exactly is this creative knowledge sector, how can it be harnessed, and why is it we're not seeing the kind of growth and development that we should, and if we are of the view that the government is taking the right kind of policy decisions in relation to its growth and development.
Can you imagine now, look, I told Christopher Tufton where he dropped the ball when he started talking about cassava. If his final statement was and as of tomorrow, the canteen here at Garden House would have at least one cassava issue on the menu every day. What did he say? That they're going to start serving cassava in prisons. No, except for your pants down below your bottom and so, which other style starts in prison? You don't start a marketing campaign in prison.
Yeah, wrong position in there.
What if he had said that from now on, everything that in a Jamaica house, in a Jamaica official function, we're going to serve 100% Jamaican food. No imported food going to be served there, to show that we are taking the lead. So the long answer, why we're not taking our intellectual, our cultural products serious? Because we don't take ourselves serious. And our politicians set the agenda. So that if they were serious about it, we would have 100% Jamaican food at every official function. We would elevate all Jamaican delicacies. And then once we start respecting it and loving it, then we now share it with the rest of the world.
But Doc, can we as a people take this responsibility away from the politicians and deal with it ourselves? I mean, why do we have to be waiting on the politicians at all the times too?
Oh no, not a matter of waiting, but in terms of, there's something called popular culture, then there is something called national culture, and then there is scientific culture. And now, what happens is that in many ways, Jamaicans' popular culture is out of synchrony with the national culture. The popular culture is what we do, what we feel. So in many ways, the popular culture is way ahead of the national culture. But the national culture is what the national institutions recognize and support. So, for example, many of the cultural industries will not get any support from the national culture because guess what? They control the banking sector. They control credit. They control distribution. They control packaging. So now, if you don't play by their rules, you're on your own. As we're seeing now, our music industry has done very well without them. But the kind of things that they want as collateral, the kind of control that they want, and the cultural industries many times can't deliver those kinds of control. So yes, we can do some things independent, but look, if we are part of a nation, we pay taxes, we put politicians in power, we pay for the national institutions, we at least are entitled to getting something back in terms of supporting the things that we're doing.
But
once we start to believe in these things and we start to demand it, then we will now get the mechanisms that we need now to deepen it. Because let's face it, you realize that most people who have done well using Jamaican music and culture, they did it on their own because of the limited amount of state support. Other countries have high schools for the performing arts, where if a child should involve themselves too much in performing arts and so on and music while they're in school, they probably get expelled.
And that for me is an area that I find a little ridiculous. We have done so well in track and field, yet if you go out to the GC Foster complex, which is supposed to be a nurturing ground for talent, it's run down and dilapidated.
Absolutely.
And if we really recognize the potential of athletics and track and field that we have latent in this country, we should be spending money out at GC Foster to put in all the latest equipment and technology out there to get us to do even more.
That's the gap I'm talking between national culture and popular